Hey guys, Bill here with the Panic Perspective. Glad you could join me today. Today we're going to be tackling a very important topic, panic attacks, a topic that may be tackling you. We're going to see if we can turn the tides on the panic, go on the offense by being calculated and having a proactive plan for handling our next panic attack. So let's dive right in. There are 9 steps in the plan that I've developed. The very first step is simply acknowledging that you're having a panic attack. Now let's face it, in medicine, misdiagnosis is one of the biggest problems. And so just understanding that you are in fact having a panic attack is important, and then acknowledge that to yourself. I'm having a panic attack. That's step 1. Step 2 might not be obvious, but give yourself permission to have the panic attack. This is a huge one because so much of what gives a panic attack power is our fear of having a panic attack and our unwillingness to go through it, and that, as you may have experienced, amplifies it. So we're going to give ourselves permission to have the panic attack. As strange as that sounds, as counterintuitive as that may be, give yourself permission to have the panic attack. And you can either vocalize that out loud, or you can vocalize it with your internal voice. Simply, I give myself permission to have this panic attack. Step 3, which goes along with step 2, float, don't fight. I imagine myself in a river with a strong current, and there's no way I'm going to be able to paddle my way out of this current. It's just too strong to swim, even for the strongest swimmer. But I can float with it, and that is the mental imagery and the metaphor that I give for step 3, which is I'm going to float with this rather than trying to fight it. At a certain point, it will have run its course, the river will have run its course, and I'll come out into a more shallow area where I can simply stand and walk out of it. So step 3, again, is float and don't fight. Let's move on to step 4. Step 4 is giving the panic an intensity rating between 1 to 10. 10 being a full-blown panic attack, and 1 being completely at peace, completely at ease, in a relaxed mental state. 5 is obviously somewhere in between. If you're watching this video, my guess is you've managed to work yourself up to a 7, 8, 9, or 10. So, give yourself a rating. Step 5, breathe. You're going to want to take in a few very long, deep breaths. And I'm going to demonstrate how to do this. We're going to breathe in for a 3 count, and I'm going to breathe out. You're going to breathe out for a 5 count. So let me demonstrate. Let me do it again. Now, the reason why I'm breathing in less and out more is, my guess is, if you're like me, you've been holding your breath. The first thing that changes when you start having panic or anxiety is your breathing. That happens without even realizing it. So we're going to breathe out a little bit more than we're going to breathe in. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to remove some of our breath. That allows our body to start relaxing just a little bit. All right? So, again, step 5 is breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I usually do about 3 to 4 of those inhale, exhales. Step 6, which is going to be an extension of step 5. In step 6, I call this meditative breathing, where I'm going to focus on breathing in positiveness and breathing out something that is negative. A lot of times I'll try to do the opposite of what I breathe in. So for example, I might breathe in and say, breathing in positivity, breathing out negativity. Breathing in God's will, breathing out my control. breathing in opportunity, breathing out lack of choice. And I'll do this for about 10 times. And I'll really try to feel the emotion behind breathing in the positivity and breathing out the negativity. I always do this part on the fly, because doing it on the fly means I can cater what I'm breathing in and breathing out to whatever the situation is. What I mean by on the fly is I do it spontaneously, with a stream of consciousness sort of approach. As things pop in me head, as things pop into my head, I'll breathe those in and I'll breathe out the negative things, and you can literally feeling the physical manifestation of stress leaving your body when you breathe out. That is very, very important. So number 6 again was meditative breathing. 7, shift your focus. You've been focusing on something, whether it's been consciously or subconsciously, that's gotten you into this whipped up state. Congratulations, you've achieved a high level of anxiety. So you have to now intentionally, on purpose, shift your focus. For me, one of the best ways I have found to shift my focus is by getting physical. Trying to move myself out of a bad mental place with the same tool, the same mechanism, my own mind, that got me there, usually is not the best way to do it. So I operate out of one assertion, that motion equals emotion. So what I mean by that is I try to get out of my mind the mechanism that has gotten me worked up into this place and into my physical body. And so, for example, I might go for a jog. It doesn't have to be strictly physical in terms of working out. It could be, but it could also be maybe just doing the dishes. It could be gardening. It's just getting out of my head and into the physical world. So, very, very important in terms of shifting your focus. Again, I operate from that assertion that motion, physical motion, equals emotion. I think that'll help you quite a bit. Step 8 is I now do a re-rating. I want to make sure that I'm moving in the right direction. I want to make sure that my anxiety level has come down. If it was way up on the scale, I want to make sure that it is moving down. Part of step 8 now is going to be, after re-rating, going back and working on my breathing and working through the same 3 steps that I just did. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to de-escalate and lower my anxiety over the course of following through. Once I've gotten myself back down to a point where I've come out of the panic attack and I can feel that I'm relaxing, I'm going to add one more step, and that is step 9. I'm going to thank the panic attack. Now, you might be thinking, why in the world would I thank this panic attack? I hate panic. That's true at this point in time, but you're going to get to a point where you start to understand that the panic was there for a reason. Only one thing caused that panic, and that was you. And the reason for that is that your mind, your subconscious, is trying to move you to a better place in life, whether it's actually getting to into a better circumstance, or maybe it's just moving you into a better place of being. So crucial to understand that your panic attack is happening for a reason. And the more you can associate that, the less fear you'll have around having panic, and the less the panic attacks will come up. I sure hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, please save it on your phone so that you can go back to it during your next panic attack. Thank you for joining me during this entire time. I really truly hope that this video, this information that I've developed helps you. If so, please subscribe. I've got more videos on the way. Smash that like button. Leave a comment as well too in terms of whether or not you were helped by the information or not. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.